So my U.S. home is Central Florida, specifically Clermont, Florida, which is about 45 minutes northwest of Orlando. And it's a semi-rural place. We only recently really got a mall, 3 years ago. But more importantly, it's driven by tourism, and so it's driven by seasonal employment a lot and by service industry employment, specifically in the hospitality industry. And of course, the largest employer is an entertainment company, which they're notorious for paying lower wages because they're paying for a skill set that's usually not a licensed science type of field, and has more to do with the creative. So, and they're also dipping into a pool that's worldwide. They recruit from all over the world, so you're competing with foreign workers who are interested in being a part of the domestic economy here, as well as local people. So the issue we go through is there's very little jobs, even though the number sounds huge because the company is employing so many people. That is to service an entire community. So that's really what we combat in that area. What happens is the minute you have a company that has a monopoly on a system, without a doubt, they're even slightly abusing the system. So that by paying lower wages and by paying contract wages, they're not responsible for healthcare costs. The joke about Florida is that, at least Central Florida, it's for the nearly dead or the newlywed, and kind of anyone in the middle is not as taken care of. And that joke comes from the fact that we have really good Medicare coverage for senior citizens because it is a senior citizen state. So groups like the AARP have long had a stronghold on advocating for the rights of seniors. And for the newlywed, if you're coming into a two-person household situation, then you have the opportunity where if one person isn't working, it's possible that another person is, that sort of thing. Who is not considered? Young people. So when you have contractual work, you need a flexible healthcare system that works for you, obviously. And we didn't have that before the ACA. So think of even the enrollment period on typical insurance. There's an open enrollment period for a specific amount of time. There is no guarantee when you work contractually that open enrollment time will at all interact with where your money is or how it will come together for the year or so that your enrollment period is. So with the ACA, the thing I'm most excited about, especially for people in Central Florida, would be the exchanges that unfortunately don't come in until 2014, but are like a necessary right now. Without competition in the marketplace, we just don't have flexible enough options to take care of people that work according to the peaks and valleys that result from the tourist industry. Apart from having a couple of massive employers in Florida, we have a ton of small businesses. Again, it's a hospitality state. So you're talking about the small restaurants in St. Petersburg that services the needs of visitors who are looking for great seafood, or the art shop in downtown Orlando, or the souvenir shop in North Florida that sells the University of Florida souvenirs, right? And so there's seasonal workers that are coming in. So we really, really needed to incentivize them to make sure that healthcare was an option. And that's the wonderful thing, is that we've seen right after the ACA, when there was the tax credit that allowed small businesses a reduction in the cost of providing healthcare to their employers, that there was this massive spike in people that were taking advantage of the system. That's direct correlation to young people in Florida. That's their bread and butter. That's how they pay their student loans back. That's how they feed themselves. More often than not, that's how they contribute to feeding their families. Not just thank you, ACA, but to our legislators and to our Congress people and to the people of Central Florida, that this is not something we can repeal. This is not a joke for the courts to play with and play politics with. This is my life. This is my brother's future. This is the future of everybody I love and care about. And we absolutely cannot be denied a basic human right, which is the right to safe, affordable healthcare that preserves our ability to contribute to the country as everybody expects us to.